do with the sounds that letters can make. So we have two vocabulary words that we use in Orton-Gillingham, phonemes and graphemes. So we teach our students phoneme, think about a phone, it's something that you hear. So it's the sound, and then grapheme, the root word graph has to do with writing. So we talk about grapheme as another word for letter or letters. Okay? So we're using that terminology, and we want them to get used to phoneme and grapheme. Those are the words that we use. And the reason why we do that is because we're going to be learning words where a phoneme might have two different letters that go with it. Okay, so when we think about TH, okay, we might say that the phoneme is th, okay, but it actually has two graphemes that make that phoneme. Okay, so I'm going to give you some phonemes, okay, and I want you to show me in blocks how many phonemes that you hear. Okay, bat. Can you repeat that for me? Bat. The, at, bat. I love that you put the blocks out. Oh, which way do we read? That way. Okay, so I want you to set up bat. The, at, bat. So what's the first phoneme that you hear? The. So we're gonna have that first. What's the middle phoneme that you hear? Ah. What's the last phoneme? T. Okay. I want you to remove the b. What do you have now? At. How many phonemes do you have? Two. When I say at, the a that you hear in at, is that the same a that you hear in bat? Yes. What about in bit? No. No, correct. Okay, I want you to put in front of the a, I want you to put k. How many phonemes do you hear? One. Hear what? Tell me what phoneme that you hear. Okay, let's break this up again. I want you to repeat to me cat. Cat. Okay, can you point to all of the phonemes that you hear cat? Cat. How many cat here? Three. Very good. And so what we're doing there too is, even though we're pointing out the different phonemes, what we're also doing too is we're doing something called substitution. So we're manipulating sounds, we're moving it around. And as I tell my students too, you're giving your brain a workout right now. And what we're doing is we want to make sure that they're able to differentiate and isolate all of those sounds. It's really important too that you saw a real phonemes that make a real word. Okay, we do try to play around and do nonsense words, because oftentimes if we do real words all the time, they're not focusing on the phoneme, they're focusing on the spelling. Okay? So, like for example, if I say bath, okay, I might have students that will put out 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say, okay, so you hear 4 phonemes, and they'll say bath. Well, no, I hear 3, but you put 3 blocks down, and then they're focusing on the spelling. So we want to make sure that they're focusing on that phonemic awareness. So when they're going to spell, they're going to be tapping those out. And especially when we get up into 6th grade and we have much more complex vocabulary, it's super important for that, because we want them still picking out those phonemes so we can support the spelling.